Hey, what's up, everyone? Microsoft is deprecating the Bing Maps integration and moving to Azure Maps Integration, so we added that functionality to Contract EOP. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is set up the Azure Maps resource in your Azure account. This is very easy to do. Basically, you just go to the Azure portal, you create a new resource for Azure Maps, and then follow the steps. And then once that is done, basically you just navigate to the authentication tab, and that's where you'll see your primary key. Okay, so this key is very similar to the one that we use for Big Maps. So you just copy that, go over to Contract EOP Setup, and paste it here. Now, once once you have an Azure Maps key entered here, all the functionality that used to be integrated to Bing Maps will now switch to be integrated with Azure Maps. So you definitely want to do that before Bing Maps is completely retired. So I'll just go over some of the places where it's integrated, right? So the biggest one is the delivery schedule. Okay, so you see that we have this route set up, and if we go to the menu, you'll see it now says sequence via Azure Maps instead of Bing Maps. But before I do that, let me go to assign truck, and you'll see that we added some height, width, and length fields that will be used in the sequencing. So let me assign that truck. Okay, and now when I say sequence via Azure Maps, it will go to Azure Maps, do the sequencing for a truck route with the width and height information if that is entered in. Say okay. All right, and you'll see it sequence. Okay. Now we'll go to the map. See, everything looks very similar to how it was with Big Maps, right? So we'll go over to how stops, right? And you can go, like always, you can go and say, okay, now I want to do that one first, and then that one, and then that one, and then that will stay at 4 to resequence. Okay, so there are two other places where the integration is used. The first one is resources, and this is very simple. So in the case where, for whatever reason, when you enter the address for the resource, if the geocodes aren't exactly right, you can go in and you go to set geocodes, right, and double click location on map to select geocodes. So say it's actually on this side of the highway, double click there, and it's set. So if we go back, that exists there. Okay, so the last place is if you have the services module with advanced text select. If you go to service orders, text select, find text. Okay, so here if you go to map, this is our Azure Maps, right? And these are all the text that you can choose from, right? Okay. So say I want to choose that guy, double click, and select it. Okay, so that was a quick one. New Azure Maps integration and the handful of places that we use it. And that was it. See ya.